I'm here with Mare. We are at the Warrior Canine Connection, WCC, at the Veteran Service Center, right on Montmorency Boulevard. You were telling me that WCC has been established since 2008 and only up here since the opening of this, or you guys were in Frederick before?
We have provided programming to Frederick County veterans at our headquarters in Boyds, Maryland.
Right.
But this is the first time we've been able to have a home here in Frederick County.
Yes. You specialize, and I'm going to show you this guy right here. He snuck right. Look at Carol, so good. He's so good. Okay, so you guys, your primary job is raising dogs. Are they all like golden? Is that
we have
lab?
labs, golden retrievers, and sometimes mixes of the two.
Okay.
Most of the time, our dogs will be yellow or black Labrador retrievers.
Okay.
We also do have some of our dogs out there that are a unique coloring. They're black and tan labs. Yeah.
Is there any particular thought process behind that, or
no, that's just a unique gene, you know, and our dogs happen to carry it, so we got some fun colors out there.
Really cool.
Yeah,
Really
but they're mostly labs.
Yeah, so since 2008, WCC actually controls all. You guys don't get dogs from somewhere else. It's all kind of part of the process.
Yeah, we have our own breeding program. Our breeding program, you know, is a part of an overarching accreditation program through Assistance Dogs International. So we are able to kind of share a little bit of our genetic variety with other service dog organizations. So many other service dog programs you'll hear of are also, you know, of similar genetic backgrounds as our dogs, so that we can all have that good variety.
Yeah, and the purpose of Warrior Canine Connection at its core is?
So we provide service dogs to veterans at no charge to them, but the real meat of our mission is that we are engaging veterans, active duty service members, and their families in the training of the dogs for other veterans. So that's called mission-based trauma recovery, and that's really the core of our mission, is to be able to enlist all those folks in the military population in giving back to others in their community by helping us train them.
Very cool. So they come to you, you train them, and then they and their families train the dogs to give to another veteran who might need.
Yeah, that program, it typically consists of them coming and working with myself or one of my colleagues for an hour once a week for 8 weeks. And we follow an awesome curriculum that will, you know, help the dogs learn what they need to learn to be the best service dogs they can. But all the things that we practice in those curriculum are also like really nice life skills that can be very helpful for folks who are, you know, whether they're discharging from the military, an active duty military family. We can all use some extra practice in emotional regulation, mindfulness, patience, you know, all great life skills for the people to take away.
Training course, to be honest. So how does a military family who sees this, who says, hey, I want to do that, what is their next step?
Yeah, so it depends a little bit about which piece they want to get involved with. So best place to go for all of the information would be our website, warriorcanineconnection.org. If folks are specifically interested in getting involved in that veteran training program, that 8-week program with me, emailing mbtr@warriorcanineconnection.org. That goes right to me, and I can get folks set up either training with me here at the VSC in Frederick or over at our headquarters in Boyds. We also have programming in Northern Virginia as well, you know, so there's a lot in this DMV area we can offer to folks depending on where they're coming from.
How many dogs do you guys typically kind of have out in service?
So
I don't know, microchipping, you can follow them everywhere.
Yeah, so we do continue to follow them all throughout their careers and such. But at any given time, there's typically somewhere between like 100, 150 active out there, you know, in various capacities. We do have a little over 100 graduate teams consistently out there working now as well. So the graduate teams are folks who have dogs who have already gone through the program and then been matched with a person, and they are a working service animal, or they might be, providing another service to the military community out there.
Sure. How can the Frederick community support Warrior Canine Connection?
So the big thing that we need a ton of support with at the moment, especially here in Frederick County, is that volunteer puppy parenting program. So what a puppy parent does is they take a pup at 8 weeks old typically, sometimes a little bit older depending on that person's needs. If, say, they have a workplace where the pup has to be 6 months before they could enter, something like that. But they are committed to taking those pups from a very young age and raising them up to about 18 months of age. And then the dogs will go on to professional training with our professional trainers in Boyd's, and they'll go on and be placed with their veterans. But that puppy parenting program requires folks to come to a weekly training class. Now that we have this satellite office here at the VSC, we are able to do classes here in Frederick. So we either have classes just right here in this building, or we might have classes at other places in the community if the dogs are going and working on a public outing, socialization. So Lowe's, PetSmart, things like that.
Exactly.
Might be folks who they are getting their feet wet with dog ownership. They want to learn some good skills, from professionals. Sometimes folks want to just be giving back, to members of our military. It's, of course, an incredible way to provide that service. And then sometimes it might be something that is just someone in the household's really interested in learning more about, right? And getting involved with training and things like that.
Yeah, I think that's really great, because in the give back part, I know there's a lot of people who just want to help somehow.
Yeah.
And how many does it matter? Well, I guess however many foster families you get, I'm assuming it means that's how many dogs that you're able to do, or there's
we actually have more dogs than folks available to raise them pretty consistently. So I mentioned that we are a part of an accreditation program, Assistance Dogs International. It's, we would prefer to be able to keep all of the pups here on Warrior Canine Connection's turf. But, sometimes if we have to share pups with other organizations, things like that, that's always an option that we can, discuss amongst organizations.
And for veterans how do they qualify to be the receiver of one of these?
Yeah, so we have 2 different types of placements that a veteran could get a dog with. That's our service dogs. That's what most people think of, when they think about a working assistance animal. That would be a dog paired with a veteran who is formally discharged from the military. Folks just want to go on the website, fill out our initial inquiry form. That's the best place to start, because then our client services team is able to work with that veteran on their individual needs and make sure that we're going to be a good fit for them. The types of dogs that we provide is going to be a good fit for what they need, before we go through that more lengthy application process there. And then we also have military family support dogs. Those are dogs who they are very similar to the service dogs in the skills they know, but those dogs don't have public access. They're not covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act. They will be just more of an at-home companion for a veteran or whole military family. That's where that name comes from, because they're not specifically serving one individual with a disability out in public. We can pair them with, a child in an active duty family. Of course, there's parents facilitating the relationship and such, but that child in that family can be the primary focus of the dog in those situations.
Oh, that's great. That's really great.
Just last summer, we started over at Jessup Correctional Institution, and we are working with a group of incarcerated veterans over there. We have trainers who go out each week to work with those folks on, polishing up their handling skills while they, when we're not there, work with the dogs over at JCI throughout the week.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. I mean, I think, again, no matter, and caring for an animal, caring for anything else, it gives you that drive to want to, get through the day.
Absolutely.
Be the best you can be, and hopefully it's helping both the incarcerated veteran and the dog themselves.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's wonderful. If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about WCC, what would it be?
I think I would want people to know that if they get involved with volunteering with WCC, they are not just volunteering their services somewhere, but they're able to enlist themselves in a really wonderful community. We've got a really, really great group of volunteers, both civilian volunteer, veteran volunteers, and everybody just has that heart of our mission, of wanting to see these dogs to be able to serve our nation's veterans. That's just really what's at the heart for everyone. And that community is just a really great place for people to be able to come together with that, shared mission.
And reach out with more questions or contact you for some training. And I don't think you can bring your own dog here, even though I've tried.
Yeah, not so much.
I can tell you. So that's all on me for sure, not on the dog. But we love what you guys do here. And I really hope that we can support you anytime you guys need. If there's
thank you.
We can do, we're here for you. All right, thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Still at WCC, I just met Faith, a teenager, and you go to
Oakdale High School.
Oakdale High School, that's awesome. Who is a volunteer. So you've been coming here
Since December.
December. What motivated you the first time to say, hey, I want to do this?
I love animals and I love working, and I was looking into service dogs and everything. I loved how much they were trained and helped people, and I wanted to take my part in helping train them.
Yeah, and that's very cool. Now, I think Mayor told me you're somebody in your family was a service member?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. And so you guys are actually now going to give back to another service member, right?
Yeah.
So what do you love about coming weekly?
I love the dogs, obviously.
Yeah.
I love their little quirks, and I love seeing all the different trainings and how much they know, how much they need to know, and everything.
They're pretty daggone smart.
Yeah.
While you were out, Daryl actually listened to me. My own dog doesn't listen to me, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a dog of your own before all this?
No.
No, you've never had a dog.
No.
So this is like your I
Yeah.
want a puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Mom and dad.
I always look forward to
but
this.
You got it. Yeah. All right. So you just started fostering.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And so how you 2 weeks in?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't run away with the pup yet?
No,
okay.
I love it.
We shouldn't do that. What's the pup's name?
Landry.
Oh, Landry, I love it already. All right. So how has that been?
Lovely. I love him. He's so cute.
Yeah. Does he cry a lot though?
Surprisingly.
Darn it, I'm trying to make it like it's not going to be fun, but it's going to be great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really smart, I bet.
Yeah.
Has he already learned some cool stuff?
Yeah.
How
Couple
do you think you're going to be in 18 months when he's got to come back and go to a service member?
I think I'll be happy for
Yeah.
him that he found someone.
Yeah, I think
and
that's
helping
pretty
out,
cool
definitely.
too. And you'll probably get another puppy after
Yeah.
that, won't you?
Yeah.
Because you got a couple more years till you graduate, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be here for a little longer, I think, and that would be pretty cool. If there was one thing you'd want people of Frederick to know about this organization or being involved, what would you want them to know?
It's a great organization, and it's super fun. I definitely recommend it. And it's a lot of fun learning all about the service dogs and veterans and helping out.
Yeah, I think she summed it up perfectly. We want to thank Faith and all the volunteers who support our service members and WCC. And again, we'll make sure everything is on screen. So if you're interested in doing this too, you can. They got plenty of room, plenty of pups, and they need more families just like Faith's.